Good morning, students. Welcome to the history class. Today we are going to learn chapter 6, Mahatma Gandhi and the Freedom Movement. The period from 1915 to 1947 till India gets independence, it is known as the Gandhian era. Because Gandhiji played a vital role in the independence of the country. As you know, Gandhiji was born at Porbandar in Gujarat. His actual name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. His father was a diwan at Rajkot. Then, after the completion of his basic education, he went into England for studying law. Then again he came back to India, and his time from 1893 to 1940 he practiced law in South Africa. By that time, he witnessed many bad experiences existing there. By that time, he found that Indians who are living in South Africa facing many problems by the British. Means these people are ill-treated by the British in every places, such as hotels, restaurants, and in cinema theatre. Because wherever the Europeans visiting, the Indians are not allowed to visit. He found that this is a very strange thing. He had a very bad experience while he was traveling in a train. Despite having the valid ticket, he was thrown out of the seat by the British. The reason is that Indians has to give their seat to the Europeans when they come to the train. And in order to find a solution to this, in order to find a solution to the problems faced by the Indians, he formed an organization there. And the name of that organization is known as the National Indian Congress. And the reason of forming this organization is to fight against the racial discrimination followed by the British against the Indians. So he was arrested and imprisoned, and later in 1940, most of the ill treatment meted to the Indians were withdrawn by the South African government. And while in South Africa, he met Goparkrishna Gokhale, and Gokhale was impressed by his activities. So Goparkrishna Gokhale asked Gandhiji to come back to India, and according to his invitation, he came back to India and joined the freedom movement in 1950. Entering the freedom movement in India after came back from South Africa, Gandhiji conducted 3 satyagrahas or 3 struggles against the oppressors. So that was very successful. That forced him to enter the freedom movement. The first is known as the Champaran Satyagraha. That was in 1917. Champaran was a place in Bihar where the farmers forced by the British rulers to cultivate indigo in 3 by 20 hectares of land. Indigo means it is a product that has no use for the Indians, and actually it is used to give color to the textiles in England. And the farmers have to forgo the crops cultivation, and they have to cultivate indigo. For that, they are getting very less price. When Gandhiji here, they are suffering. Gandhiji reached there and entered into a satyagraha. Later, the British government conducted an inquiry into the matter, and they repealed most of the injustice done to the farmers. And the second case is known as Ahmedabad Satyagraha. That was in 1980. In Ahmedabad, in a mill, workers were given very less wages, and that is why they are suffering a lot. Gandhiji also reached there for their help, and he arranged a satyagraha and asked the the workers to go on a hunger strike. And later, his method of struggle was very successful. That was his second struggle against the oppressor. And the last one is known as Kheda Satyagraha, 1980. Kheda means it is a place in Gujarat. Due to natural calamities, the farmers are not in a position to give land revenue to the government. And when they asked the government to reduce the land revenue, they were not ready. But Gandhiji took up their matter and arranged a satyagraha there. Later, his satyagraha was successful and the land revenue was reduced. Next, we are going to another very important topic. That is non-cooperation movement. Why did Gandhiji start the non-cooperation movement in 1990? There are 3 reasons. First is that the Khilafat norms, second is the passing of Rowlatt Act, and the third is the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. During the First World War time, Gandhiji asked the peasants to join the British army and help them in order to win the war. But when once the war is over, they changed their promise and were not ready to hear the complaints and the suffering of the Indians. And there were also some mistakes done from their part. That is why Gandhiji launched a non-cooperation movement. The first is like the Rowlatt Act in 1990. A committee on sedition headed by Rowlatt gave a report to the government to arrest and imprison any person without a trial and convict in a court, and the legislature also passed this act. According to this act, the British has the right to arrest and impress any person without any trial and convict in a court. This means that the freedom of Indians is completely taken away by the British. Gandhi even asked the Viceroy not to sign the bill, but he signed that. This was a great shock to the freedom fighters. And with the passing of this bill, the right to struggle against the British completely lost from the side of Indians. So there were hartals, demonstrations and protests against the British. The important feature of this is that he could attain the unity of Hindus and Muslims in this moment. Now we are moving to the second reason for starting the non-cooperation movement, that is the Jallianwala Bagh trial, which occurred in April 13, 1919. This happened in Amritsar. Two prominent persons were arrested by the police from there, and the name of the persons are Dr. Senguddin Kichlu and Dr. Satwar. In order to protest against the arrest, a large number of people gathered at the Jallianwala Bagh. It's a very big ground, and from three sides buildings are there, and there is only one exit point is there, or one gate is there. By that time, General Dyer reached there with his men without giving any warning to the people to vacate the place. He asked his men to shoot at the innocent people gathered there, and he ordered to shoot at the people till the ammunition is over. So this more than 1,000 people were reported to have died, and more than that were either wounded or injured. So this incident greatly shocked the nation. Moving ahead, we will see another point, that is the Khilafat movement. In the First World War, Turkey was defeated, and its Ottoman Empire was divided, and its Sultan lost his throne. Turkey was mainly a Muslim-dominated country, and its head or Sultan is considered as a Khalifa or the religious head of the Muslims of all over the world. When he was intrigued by the British, the Muslims of India also reacted to this by observing hartals and protests against the British. And Mahatma Gandhi found that this is an opportunity to bring Hindus and Muslims under one umbrella. So he included the Khilafat movement in the non-cooperation movement, and Congress gave full support to the movement. And this movement were done in many ways. So the British goods were boycotted, government officials left the office, lawyers boycotted the court, students boycotted the school, and peasants kept away from giving the land revenue. Moving ahead, we will see the main objectives of non-cooperation movement. Three objectives are given here. Let us see the first one. First one is to attain self-government within the British Empire. That is the first objective. And another is that the amendment of Rowlatt Act. Amendment means cancel. And another is known as the Rowdy Khilafat wrong. Mistake done by the Khilafat. They must correct that. The British must correct the mistake done on Khilafat. And next is that in what are the ways the non-cooperation programs were arranged. Its programs are, first is that boycott of government schools, boycott of foreign goods, boycott of elections to the local bodies, surrender titles and honorary office. And next is that Swadeshi programs, the popularization of Swadeshi, such such as Khadi and Swadeshi goods, means they have to boycott foreign goods and promote Swadeshi goods by purchasing it more. Next is like establishment of national schools, and another is like the removal of untouchability. So these are the Swadeshi programs. Moving ahead, we will see the main activities of non-cooperation movement. First is that the lawyers boycotted the courts and they keep away from this. Another is that the Congress boycotted elections to the local bodies. Next one is that the charkha was manufactured and Gandhi even started spilling cloth. Next is that certain universities were formed. Examples are Jamia, Bihar Vidyapith and Kashif Vidyapith. Certain universities were established. Next is that the Shopasari foreign goods were picketed. Next is that the Prince of Wales visit to India was boycotted, and even Rabindranath Tagore also renounced the titles and honor give it to him. But in Kerala or in Malabar, the Khilafat movement took a violent form. It ended in the mass killing of Hindus. With this, today's video class has been completed. We will see you again with another video. Thank you.